Hey, Kliq This fans, want to get closer to the show than ever? Join Kliq This TV. Kliq This TV offers early commercial-free access to wrestling's hottest podcast, plus live audience tapings of their show every friggin' week. Head to KliqThisTV.com now and get inside the show that's just too sweet.
The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Hey, we were talking about maybe changing up that the visual on that opening, and maybe getting a new song too, right? Get something a little more.
I don't know. We just have to
urban.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe something rural.
Oh, you want to go? You want to go the other way? You want to get a little Kenny Chesney, maybe a little David Allen Coe?
I'd have to really put some time into it because, you know.
So Wes, start thinking.
See, like old school me, I consider rap music as urban poetry. Like
Right.
if somebody asked me what is rap music, I would say it's urban poetry.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong about that. I think that's
So,
safe assumption.
I think that a lot of people would agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so, you know, if you're going to make somebody appear maybe more urban, maybe associate them with rap.
No.
Maybe that would offset, like, some of the things that are going on.
Right. Right.
Maybe you use offset.
Right. To drive home the urban point.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because if anybody can do it, the dude that threw down the Ric Flair drip,
right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Open up. Mm-hmm. Yep. So
Do you think they pump the audio of the show into like the arena PA as they set up for Raw? Every week, or SmackDown, maybe every week.
I just think that sometimes things are very obvious.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's just so.
You found us if you're looking for Kliq This, the Kevin Nash podcast, episode 191. For those that like to count, maybe for episode 200, we will unveil the new opening. We'll get started on that. Kev, you know what I realized, because we did some pre-taping 2 weeks ago. We did some pre-taping, and we never got to address Robert Duvall's passing because
no, we didn't.
When we were off the air,
he was actually. I got a chance to meet him. God, I can't. Was it Honeysuckle Rose? Did he do that with Laura Dern?
It's not one I saw.
Okay. If Steve, if you could look if Duvall did, I think it was Honeysuckle.
Rambling Rose.
Is that with
Diane Ladd?
No.
Not that.
This is Laura Dern.
Oh, it is Laura Dern.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Diane Ladd was in a supporting role.
They were shooting that at the studio when we were shooting Turtles. We were the only two films on. So I saw Robert Duvall in the commissary every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was such a great guy.
I had the rare pleasure, and these are one of these things, Kevin, as I age, as I spiral towards the grave, I wish I wasn't so young when some cool stuff happened and I could sit and drink. You know when you sip a red wine? Well, you don't anymore, but you used to sip a red wine, and you were one of those cats that could identify notes, right? Notes in the wine because you concentrated. And I wish I'd treated a lot of my cool opportunities as a younger actor more like that. I had the opportunity to do a film called Assassination Tango, which was written and directed by Duvall. So I got to be directed by Duvall. And he was, actor's director, I guess you hear. Well, he's an actor before anything else. So just the great respect for the cast. And if I told this story already, Steve, please tell me to stop. But I had one of my most embarrassing moments with Robert Duvall, which I'll share here. He was giving me direction. And I'm going to be crass for a moment. Please excuse me. And it's a visual. So he's talking to me. He goes, but when you do it, just, And he reaches down and he's touching his nether region. Because
his nether region is cock?
Yes, cock.
Okay.
And
Jesus Christ, what are you going if
I point down and I said, well, it was Duvall. I was given extra respect. So I point down and I think this is part of the direction he's given me, Kevin. Primal from the soul. And I look down and I go, okay, I got it. And he turns away like this. And I turn away because I realized wasn't giving me direction, scratching his cock, and I pointed at it. So for the rest of the day, I had as little interaction as I could possibly have with Robert Duvall. And which was foolish. I should have went all in. I should have talked about his prick. I should have asked him, like, you all right? Because I met his...
Your opening volley was nether region. So if you know, I don't think when I think of Robert Duvall, I don't think of him as a guy that would say, yeah.
He'd never say nether region.
About that time right there, I went ahead and pulled out my nether region. He's a cock guy.
No, he'd go right. Oh, he's all man. He'd go right for cock. But you know what? I was riding down in the elevator at the end of the day, leaving the studio, and I was with him and his Brazilian tango dancer girlfriend, who was 40 years younger than he. And it wasn't awkward. He turned.
That's why I lived so long.
He said, she's actually in the film with him. And he was wonderful. He said, you get enough work out here? You stay in New York? You go to California too? I said, no, I'm here. I do stuff here. He's like, you get enough? Can you get? So he was just a really an advocate of us, an advocate of artists, and he took the time to just do things the right way. He was wonderful.
The time that I was around him, I always have such a different relationship because I immediately come at a dude and he looks at you and the first thing he says is out loud, fuck, you're a big dude. Holy fuck, you're a big dude.
Yeah.
And he just in there, and here I am with a mohawk, and he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you working on?
I said, I'm the end scene in this movie. I'm the villain. I said, but you'll never. It's all costume. You'll never know who the fuck is in it. I said, it's like fucking Chewie on Star Wars. And he was like, he says, He said, you got any lines? I said, yeah, one. He goes, hey man, you're doing a movie.
Yeah.
Hey, you're doing a movie. I said, yeah.
He was part of that breed, and I think that. I said this once on a film, and a female actor took issue with me for saying it. And you're not going to argue with people. So I said, all right. But I was saying that the leading men of a certain generation, Kevin, I think it probably went through the 70s and that was it. But I'm talking about guys like Duvall, like McQueen, like James Caan. There was an element of danger to these guys. Every one of the leading men, unless you're talking about like comedy or something, but I don't put, Dom DeLuise in this category, or Dom D'Angelo for that matter. But they would fuck you up if given the opportunity. And I feel like that, that old saying, women want to be with them, guys want to be like them. I feel like that was so in effect. And I was told that, they're it's because they're abusers. The person said some really weird shit to me, but I was going for those people. And I think in the 80s is where we lost the leading man, that real leading man strength. Not that Tom Cruise isn't strong, maybe, or whatever, but that didn't come across through the lens.
I mean, he wasn't. You're never gonna fucking look at Tom Cruise and go, he's kind of a Burt Lancaster kind of guy.
Right.
Like I was sitting over in the UK and I was watching this channel and it just played old fucking movies. And I forget what this one's called because I caught it like probably 20 minutes in. But it's James Colburn and Burt Lancaster and the fucking it's a Spanish-American War, and the heel Spanish character is Jack Palance.
Oh my! Those three. You think you're out drinking any of those three? Those
Fuck
pasty
no,
white bastards?
man.
No.
I mean, like, I'm just looking at this movie going, God, I mean, how many fucking times a day did somebody have to pull a yardstick out to fucking just measure the cocks? Okay, let's stop. Time out. We can't get any work done. Measure them.
And they weren't nether regions for those guys either.
No, it was fucking skin it back. They were old school. They were before circumcision.
Yeah.
So
Kevin, in honor
of come at you with that anteater.
Fucking the Dune sandworm. Lynch is filming here.
Ride the back of it singing Dylan.
So in honor of Mr. Duvall, I think I'd like to start by giving you a Mount Nashmore for his top 4 characters. Yeah, you can name the film, but for the image,
4 characters.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. My first relationship with him as an actor was in The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have to, I think.
Yeah, I think, and especially he's so good. I mean, you can see his young brilliance in the second one.
Well, I was going to say, would you give both? Are they both up there? Tom Hagen. Or it's one character, actually. Right?
Yeah, so we're talking characters. So yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Tom Hagen.
So Tom's his number 1. I'm going to go Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
For I don't think anybody, if you said,
I love the smell of
napalm. Movie quote with napalm, that they would, is it outdoor stay? But let me think of another one. There's the one, I don't know the name of it, but I love the character where he plays the fucking traveling fucking gospel guy, and it's like it's a work.
Let me see. What era?
The Apostle.
The Apostle.
Yes.
That was more recent.
Yeah, but 97. Yeah, The Apostle. That character. I remember just thinking like because and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end it with like just another kind of obscure one is Open Range, the Western he did with Costner.
Oh yeah,
it's fuck, man. And I'll tell you, I was talking movies with Austin a while back, and we got into westerns and shit. We kind of went over some of the spaghetti westerns and shit. And then at like almost the same time, we both said, like, have you ever seen Open Range? And we were like, yeah. And he was the same as I was. Like, there's a shootout scene in that fucking movie, man. That's like, it would have been in that era because the weaponry was so inaccurate.
Mm.
And, you know, they're just blasting these fucking big fucking pistols and everything, and they're not hitting anything. They're blowing fucking wood up, but it's a good fucking Western. And they have good chemistry.
There you go. Was he in
Rest in peace, fucker. You the man.
True Grit?
The first one?
Because let me see here. Steve, check me on this. Trying to think of the earliest Western.
I actually think that Jeff Bridges was a good True Grit.
No, I think he was.
I read for the part of the dude that he runs into that's wearing the bear outfit.
That was 90s too, wasn't it? Because early 2000s.
I just remember.
I remember I got a screener.
I remember going in and reading for that.
Yeah. That's the original, right? 69, yeah, 69. I think he played opposite the Duke in that. Great Santini, of course, was a very famous one, and it's easy to forget that he was Boo Radley in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Santini's really good.
Yeah. So, rest in peace. Another hero of film leaves us.
Just a good fucking dude too.
Yeah.
No scandal, no bullshit, no, just, you know, man's man.
A dude that spoke his mind, though. Like, he was never afraid. I remember an interview, I don't know if it was Larry King or something, and they were saying, why didn't you do The Godfather 3? He was like, I fucking saw they were paying Pacino 5 times what they offered me. He goes, that's an insult. So, like, you know, a lot of people would kayfabe that now, you know, or just say, well, you know.
No, but it's... I don't know. You know, the way that most of the films that I've worked on that have been of substance is if it's like the Magic Mike crew, like we all got the same, and everybody got it. And everybody
it's
got
rare though. It's so rare though.
Everybody got a different back end deal, and anybody knows anything about fucking film, that's where the money is.
But your rate was the same.
Yeah.
You're up front, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody dieted down and danced and worked out and did all that shit for the same fucking pay over 10, 11 weeks. And we worked 6s on the second one. We worked a lot of 6s. And if we didn't shoot on that Saturday, we would have dance rehearsals. So we fucking worked.
But you'd have to, yeah. I mean,
yeah. And then you got. It didn't matter if you got home at night. If van fucking call time was 6, and we would get home at like 9:30. We were staying at the Andaz, which is like the top of the line Hyatt Regency. It's got kitchens. I mean, they're like. You can live in these things. We did, fuck. And but we cooked, you know, full size refrigerator, you know, four burner stove. And no, that's yeah, fuck, man.
Those are long fucking days though, and it's
yeah, and then you still got to fucking
physical,
you got to go to the gym. Like you can't fucking not go to the gym. It's like you let yourself get fucking tired, you know, and you try to sleep in the van ride home, and then when you get there, man, you go right in the lobby, get some coffee, and you know, I always would travel to and from set in my workout clothes. Because I knew the minute I got there, fucking, I'd be ready to go right to the gym. I didn't have to go upstairs because every fucking just little detour that you have there was a chance that fucking you'd say nope. And I went every single night because
God
those
bless
those
you.
motherfuckers had 15 years on me minimum. Like they were all, I had to work.
Tarzan had to be in the gym every night.
Well, I mean, and then fucking the other guys would be like, well, fucking Nash is going, I'm going.
How was the vibe on the set? Was it a friendly set?
It was like
Family type?
it felt like if the Outsiders were shooting a stripper movie. I'm talking about like Matt Damon and like the Outsiders.
Right.
Yeah. Like, Pony Boy, hey, Pony Boy, you gonna fucking train some legs? No, we get that was one of the. I mean, working with Soderbergh is fucking such a blessing. And Greg was there. Reed, who was the writer, is and he also acted in the first Magic Mike. But no, it's just everybody was just. It was one of those experiences that you say to yourself, like, I don't like because I'm never going to at 6'10". I'm never going to be a steady actor unless I get in a series. If I'm Norm at the end of the bar and I can just, especially because then I'd be seated in most of the scenes. My height doesn't fucking hinder me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But yeah, I got a real a thing today that came through that my old agent Andy sent, and so I turned it over to my people today, and it's basically like you submit me, and then they make an offer. It ain't no fucking tapes. So if if they call up and the guy says no, he's not what we're looking for. We want a bigger name. We want a bigger name. Then I'm out. But if they figure I've got enough, my name has enough appeal to the market that they're trying to sell it in, then
right.
So, yeah.
JCW Lunacy. New episodes every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. For over 25 years, JCW has delivered the very best in pro wrestling entertainment, bringing fans deep storytelling drama, gut-busting comedy, and unbelievable in-ring action. From wild characters to unforgettable rivalries, don't miss a single moment. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. JCW Lunacy.
You mentioned the UK earlier that you'd spent some time there. How did that go?
Yeah, so I was there. I worked with Kenny McIntosh, and he does Behind the Ropes. He was. Remember we showed.
Is it
the
Inside
clip?
the Ropes?
Or
Is it Inside the Ropes? I think it's
ropes.
I think he's inside the ropes.
And he says,
someone else is behind the ropes.
Fucking yell at me.
He's in the ring.
Jesus Christ, I was there. It didn't matter. So anyway, we just watched that clip of he's doing one of those with Brett when Brett says that he knows that Vince and Sean were fucking. That was on one of his shows. So I did a show in London on Tuesday. I flew in on Monday. I got there at 9 a.m. It was I stayed in this Hilton, and it was like Islesworth or Islesdale or something like that, part of London. And right next door to it was kind of like, I would say probably it was a chain gym, and I'd say it's probably like Crunch Fitness is in the States. So it was a good gym. So I went up to my room, and I took like a 3-hour power nap, and then I took like a hot shower and slowly turned it cold. And then I drank coffee. Then I went into the gym, and I worked out for like an hour just to, And then I got up the next morning, and like these, those deals are over there. It's like breakfast is done at 10.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get the fuck up. you know. So I mean, so you're, I mean, you got to, and if I get up, there could be a chance once I'm traveling over there, um, that I may wake to not just a urination, but I might be doing a deuce also. So I gotta give time for that. And
Is it a sizable investment of time?
I mean, there, I I've been known to drop some anacondas. I was telling you the other day, I took one, and my wife said to me, she goes, "What are you doing in there? How can you possibly be in there this long?" And I took a shot with my phone, and she was just like, it looked like the diagrams. Like remember when you used to have the human body and you could take it
It was your
apart?
large intestine in the
It was
toilet.
that whole, yeah. It looked like that purple large intestine you could pull out of the front of the human body, scholastic learning tool. So yeah, I definitely go. I definitely went in there at 280 and walked out at 278. So it definitely would help me make weight.
Do you so you tested the septic system in London a little bit?
A
It
little
wasn't
bit.
London actually. It
Yeah,
was
I was in London, I was in Newcastle, and then I was in Glasgow, and then I was in Manchester. But so they asked me like, how do you want to do it? Because they had like the way they do things. I've done it before, and I said, no, we're going to do this like it's the boys. So I'm gonna come in, and I'm gonna stay the first night in London. Then I'm gonna do the London show on Tuesday, and I'm gonna go back to the hotel and spend the night there. I said, then we'll get up and leave at 9, and we'll drive to Newcastle, which is about 6 hours. And I was in a Sprinter, a nice Mercedes Sprinter van with like two giant like captain chairs that reclined, and it was very, very comfortable. And I could partition off the driver. I had so that day I drove like 6 hours. I did the show, which by the time you do photographs and the signing, it's about 5 hours. And then we left there and went to Glasgow, which was about 4 hours. So it was an 18-hour day. I got into Glasgow like 2, but then I didn't have to get up, and they had like the gym was okay, so I just kind of messed around. Just kind of got like a pump, but didn't really have a body part to train. I was going to train arms in Manchester the next day. Then I did the show in Glasgow, and then we got up about 9, and we drove to Manchester in the pouring rain. It was supposed to be 3 hours, ended up taking 4. I got into Manchester, same thing. But I just took the shower, drank the coffee, went to the gym, got my swell on, and then Saturday was a fucking man. It was balls to the wall. There was a shitload of people in there.
yeah, good turnouts for the shows
Yeah,
too. You were telling me too.
well, I couldn't. I can only go through around 200 to 250 people, like to do the pictures and the autographs and do a 2-hour show. So yeah, we're pretty much that's stretching it, but doable.
Right.
So
Spent some time with Swerve Stickland.
and yeah, the first time I met him was in when we were in Manchester, and he like flew directly in on Saturday, so he was like fucking like toast off the plane, and then right in, and he's very popular, so he was working his ass off. And then the next day, he, saw him a little bit and talked to him, but he was, anytime he'd get a chance, man, that motherfucker, he was in the military for, I think, 8 years. But like he says, that military training, man, if you're in the military, if you've done it for any time at all, man, you'll sleep. If you can find 5 minutes of sleep, you'll take it.
Right.
Doesn't matter where you're at. Hood of a car, hood of a truck, back of it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty grueling schedule.
Yeah. So, but we traveled home. We traveled from Manchester to Orlando together, along with Cassidy. Orange Cassidy was with us. He's a good fucker, man. We were we were sitting there in the van going to the airport, and he said, "Hey Nash, I caught you in Detroiters with Robinson." He said, "Good job." I said, "Thanks, man." I said, "That's probably my favorite fucking thing that I've ever done. Like just my favorite. If I had to show somebody like me acting, that would be it."
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Isn't it crazy?" Like I said, "I'm such a mark for Robinson. Like I love his humor, and he's the only person that when I watch something he's doing, I'm guaranteed that I'll laugh out loud. But nobody else. I can't name another fucking comedian. Chappelle, he'll usually give me at least a chuckle, but Robinson just has, and so he had a show on HBO called The Chair Company, and it was if you watched it, you watched it. If you didn't, you didn't. I'm watching it, and I'm over there laughing my ass off. My wife is watching it with me. She's just like, I don't get it. And his humor is that you either get it or you don't. I don't think there's an in between. And the people that get it, fucking like, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, so.
Kev, as you're telling me your schedule over there, I'm thinking about this, and I don't know, like grinding like that, you've really got to be, your system's got to be prepared for something like this. And I know you're a coffee guy, so what came to mind was mud water. Okay, and what I'm holding here is that in powdered form. And it doesn't stay powdered for long in my day, Kev. I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine. I want to say this. I will allow myself 2 caffeinated drinks historically. Anything other than that, my nights are going to get a little wacky. But I'm nothing unique. A lot of people get jittery and anxious after their couple of morning cups of Joe. But if you love the taste of coffee, right, maybe you're looking for some alternative in your day. If the caffeine hit is wrecking too much, or you wanna draw the energy, but you want to taste your coffee, but you don't want the jitters. Okay. This little wonder in my hand here, if you are craving that taste of coffee, because this mud water comes in several flavors. I'm holding the coffee. You're in luck if you want to retain that coffee, because they just launched the low calf coffee. Okay, Arabica bean, L-theanine, and the same functional mushrooms that you get with all their other blends. Rich, smooth, only 45 milligrams of caffeine. So you get the flavor you love without the jitters, the crash, the spiraling thoughts throughout your day, for Christ's sake. And whether you're mixing up the original blend or you're easing into something a little gentler than your usual brew, mud water makes it ridiculously easy to start the day feeling good. I love I'm showing my frother here, whipping out my frother from my nether region. There you go, ladies, calm down. This is a frother you're listening to, because I will I will warm the milk for this and froth it with this. And Mudwater's smooth, earthy flavors provide a delicious, natural source of energy. Okay, their OG contains cacao and chai for a hint of caffeine and hot chocolate-like flavor. Lion's mane for focus. Okay, guys, reishi helps the immune system, as you know. To use Mudwater, drop the powder in your favorite mug, pour some water on it, give it a little mix. You can top it with milk, your choice of sweetener. Heat the milk before, froth it up. There's so many blends. They give you some suggested, I don't know if I brought the card, they bring you some suggested recipes there, but you can mix it up. They encourage you to mix it up to find what works for you, because you're still going to get the benefits of Mudwater. So if you're ready to make the switch to cleaner energy, head to MUDWTR.com. Grab your starter kit today, okay? Right now, our listeners are getting an exclusive deal. Hold on to your knickers for this one. Up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother. That's right here. When you use the code KLIQ, K-L-I-Q, all right, that's up to 43% off. Code KLIQ at MUDWTR.com. After your purchase, they're going to ask you how you found out about them. And you're going to tell them, Kliq This. So please show your support. Thank you, Mudwater, for coming into my life.
So I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
So I'm a barbarian for putting it in a coffee mug and mixed it with water and zapping it at a minute and 30.
That's fine. You're getting the benefits.
Yeah,
right?
To me, one of the highlights. I drink so much damn water that especially it's still cold down here. It's nice to have a warm beverage.
Absolutely.
You know?
I'm sniffing my Mudwater, Kevin. I'm sorry. All right. Thank you, Mudwater. Thank you for the marital aid you gave me here. I'm going to put this thing to use. Some feedback, Kev. We had some friends listening last week. Delbert Prince, the topics of this podcast be educating me. I'm glad Kevin and Sean Oliver do not talk about wrestling all day. Kev, you mentioned to me, was it in the UK where you got some thank yous for, educating is a strong word, but bringing some things to people's attention.
Yeah.
And,
I think that's one of the things, too, is I think that we do cover because we really never know what we're going to say or talk about. We talk for an hour, sometimes for an hour before the show we'll talk, before the pre-show. Mm-hmm. And if we haven't talked, we talked for half of the hour today because I've been gone and we just haven't, like you were going through the shit with the wreck and the snow and you were having a horrible week. So just and I was on the road. So when we connected, it was just kind of like, and then we also have a project we're working on together. So that consumed. So we really didn't cover we were pretty selfish, taking
selfish
care of
lovers.
Just taking care of ourselves and not really doing much for the show. But
and we talked yesterday or Monday. When did we talk? We talked a few days ago too. But as it gets closer, we hear the ticking of the Kliq This clock, and we start to steer the conversations a little.
The only reason I kept bothering you was because you hadn't seen Raw yet. So I just wanted to get your opinion when you saw Raw.
We are going to cover Raw shortly, K3 and K4.
We're not going to cover the one thing because we will because I have some things I have to cover in the match.
You think people are listening to this week to hear what we thought of the CM Punk promo? K3 and K4 says, Kevin, this is how you remind me of how great the podcast is. F Nickelback. That got a few sentiments also on the comments I saw there. People.
And I'll be damned if I don't fucking walk in there Wednesday to train chest.
Oh God, you kidding? Did they do it on purpose?
I don't know, but all I know is I got 3 or 4 of them, and I was just like, fuck, and then they hit me with a Fuel. The highway, take me to that song by Fuel. So yeah, so they hit me with some Fuel, so I was okay. That's all I needed was to get the Nickelback out of my head for a minute.
Right.
I got a DM from my niece, and she was like, "Come on, man." She goes, "Nickelback is being rocked at every shitty strip joint across the country as we speak." She goes, "That alone makes them legendary." And I said, "Nah." I said, "I've worked my way through the strip joints." I said, "And they're nowhere near the Def Leppard." Fucking.
Pour some sugar on.
Oh my God! How many fucking girls to have come out on the solo on the main stage to pour some sugar on it? Like fuck.
GMAC 93. LOL. The fact Sean has no idea what bodybuilding is. Absolutely unbelievable. Such a complete nerd. I mean, if that's the barometer, then, I'll submit to you, GMAC, on that. I don't remember the context of the conversation where I had no idea what bodybuilding
I read
is,
that. I didn't remember us talking about it.
I don't recall it either. It's AGM, I'm sorry I offended you. Suffice it to say, in my life, we talked about some of it before, doing Robert Duvall films, there were some other things preoccupying my time than the gym. I could have. I focused on other things. And here we are. Kevin's done enough working out for me, for the two of us. He carries that side.
I am so fucking sore right now. So I came home and
you're not over this flight though, Kev, right? I mean, the travel over there.
I know. I told Tamara, I said, this is the hardest I've worked by far since T's passed. Like, by far. To the point of when I was driving to Glasgow. So, basically, most of the roads over there are just, it's just like you're driving down 95. There's a lot of them just has, a high guardrail system on both sides and a little buffer zone, and there's traffic going both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we were fucking traveling at 80 miles an hour in the Mercedes. Like the majority of the time between 75 and 80. So we leave Glasgow, and we're kind of on like I-75. But then you go, as soon as you kind of get away from Glasgow, you hit those Highland roads. And the Highland roads are like the fucking road in front of my house.
No
fucking,
divider, just
no divider,
lanes.
two lanes with a fucking semi going by you at 100 miles an hour while you're going 80 the opposite way. Needless to say, not fucking getting any shut-eye on that.
I was just going to say, I'm not sleeping on that ride.
Fucker. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm really not fucking, I'm like fucking around with my phone and I'm really not paying attention, but like the Bob Cousy peripheral vision that I fucking acquired while I played basketball fucking throws the fucking these headlights into my vision, and I fucking immediately spin. I'm just like, oh my God, that fucking truck is in our lane. And I'm like, no, he's not. Because now I can see his lights. I'm like, no, there's just 2 fucking lanes. That's the problem. He's in his and we're in
shit.
ours. Fuck, we went by each other. I was just like, it was like in the movie when the fucking trains go by each other. I was just like, man, how long do we got? From here about to 320. I'm like, oh, great. So I brought some Xanax with me for sleep purposes. I said, let me go ahead and stick one of these fucking 2 milligrams underneath my fucking tongue. Because I am fucking going to have either a stroke or a heart attack. My anxiety went through the fucking roof. I was just like, oh my God. And immediately, it's like, this is it. Like, I'm leaving. Like, to me, man, the only thing in my life that I worry about is my wife. Like, that's my whole life right now. So it's like, if I would like to leave her fucking widowed, man. I've lost everybody else, you know. It's just like, and it's the same. Like, she's on a cruise right now, and it's just like I have to dress her down. Like, no, you can't wear that jewelry. No, you can't take this. No, you can't take that fucking purse. Like, I don't want anybody to think you, like, because they won't know who she is, but fucking you carry a Chanel purse and this and
to
that.
draw attention, you mean?
Yeah, they say, like, dress the fuck down. Like, just act like you like Goofy. You know? Wear a Mickey Mouse fucking hat. Like, just look like a fucking goof. So.
Well, you got to live your life. I mean, you both have to.
Oh yeah, but you don't have to fucking rock your fucking your ring, your fucking wedding engagement gimmick.
A wrestling historian says Kliq This stands out because it feels like a morning radio show. We've heard that before.
Well, that's because we don't have well, I can't say that because I just did a radio show for Detroit. I did 89X. I did it was really funny. I don't think the guy was a huge wrestling fan, but he's from I think he's Canadian. I think he lives in Windsor, but he's grown up and been like we all have been back and forth on that bridge or that tunnel fucking hundreds of times, and so we were talking and. I could just tell that he was just like, wow, I did not think this is a conversation I was going to be having with this dude. And because he said at one point, he goes, we could probably get away with a lot of this on our YouTube, but for the radio thing, we're going to have to cut this up a little bit. I'm like, I said, dude, I told you, man. I said, can I cuss? And you said, like, you didn't tell me no, so. And I gave him, like, the radio version.
What you consider the radio version.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
is
like,
not
probably a half hour, probably $8.
Right.
Maybe
well, that's extremely restrained. I hope you
realize maybe like one cock reference.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No nether region over there, right? And
no, I'm fucking... I'm a straight up cock and ball guy.
That's it.
Like,
it's going to be on your epitaph. I'll make sure that happens. Thomas Daddio. I'm glad this is a, quote, huge thing of your life, Kevin. I respect you, and that's something I rarely hand out nowadays. Referencing the podcast, I think you said last week.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's so connected to me and my son.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the last thing that we did together of significance was we started this together. So it's like,
well, we're here because of him. I mean,
yeah, no,
we've never made that.
And I never ever. I just don't walk into this fucking studio, which is just so happens to be the same condo that he took his first step in. You
Wow.
know, he had his first birthday party in this condo when he turned
Hey,
one.
that picture that I see with the video with Paul and Sean, is that in that kitchen? I feel like it's a first birthday, and it's
No,
all
this
of you guys.
this kitchen's got those white Euro fucking counters, or cabinets.
I have to look at that video again. You know the one I'm talking about, right? It kind of made the
No.
rounds. Oh, Steve, see if you can find that. It's
Is it tea?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll bring it up.
Yeah,
Steve will find.
I know that
People post it on the socials a lot, Steve. That's where I've seen it. People sharing the video. I thought I talked to you about it once before, and I
tell you,
don't know.
God, so this, I was in Manchester. It was on Saturday, and this guy gave me I don't know, maybe a tube about the size of a paper towel. But you know,
from his nether region.
no, it was
paper tube.
But it was thick though. I mean, you know, like you put artwork in, and then it had the plastic caps. And he gave it to me, and you know, bless. I love especially people that make shit. But so many times people will come with a painting or something that's in a frame, and you're catching a 6 o'clock flight. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
I know. That's a
You
good
know,
question.
it's horrible. So most times, like, because most of it's really good. Like, I have. Once the person left, I guess somebody and I would put that up, and somebody would say, "Oh, that's nice." I said, "Would you like me to sign that for you?" Like, would you like? Because I'd love for fucking that to go someplace and be displayed because it's a nice piece of work.
Right.
But if you've ever been to my house, the only picture I have of me with a wrestler is at Paul's wedding, and it's me and Sean as part of his groom's dudes, and it's just the three of us. That's the only picture I have in my house of wrestling.
So, and what about none of yourself? Championship victory, nothing like that.
Nothing.
Right.
Got a picture of me and Rodman from Road Wild. It's over by. There's a picture of me playing at the University of Tennessee. I'm playing defense. I'm cutting off the baseline, and Roy White, that played at Mississippi State's got the ball. And you can see Roger Brown. You can see Wiley Peck. Both those guys played in it. They had a really good team. They had like three NBA guys.
Right.
And I was actually, when I look at it now, I guess I was cosplaying the white boy in the picture, because there's like 7 players in this picture, and I'm cosplaying the only white boy. But it was always great, man. Am I gonna stray out of my story?
Well, we'll go with you, but
Anyway, so Mississippi State was I'll just pop real quick. Mississippi State was a dry fucking county where the school was. So you had to go to this place called the Cross Yards, and it was right over the fucking that whatever the county or whatever, and you could get booze and beer and shit there. So every year when we played Mississippi State, we stayed at this Holiday Inn, and we would get like a couple of joining rooms, and we would fill the bathtubs full of. We'd send like some girls or whatever, and give them cash, and they bring the beer back, and then the guys from Mississippi State we'd come and we'd have a boom box, and we'd just be jamming and shit, and just fucking like the smoke was like. The rooms were probably 8 feet. The smoke was probably like a good 10 inches off the fucking ceiling. And Roger Brown was he was 6'11". Peck was 6'9", and then Reggie was 6'10". I was 6'10", so we had some bodies in there, but we'd just be drinking beer, and it was just so crazy because we didn't have that relationship with any other team in the SEC. But with those dudes, man, and it was always good ball games. We always played them. We always played each other tough, but it was always just chill because I think that first time when I was a freshman, it was just, and I think that's how the NBA's got to be.
Probably, yeah.
Because it's your boys and shit, and you're chilling with them during the off season, and then you got to play against them. But then if it's the SEC championship, or if it's once the conference game comes along, I mean, it's out there you're definitely taking charge. You're just not going to fucking throw shitty elbows or. You're not
Right,
gonna play,
yeah.
You're not going to play like you do against LSU.
Right.
Because them motherfucking, those fucking Cook and fucking Scales and that bunch are going to fucking elbow you every chance they get. So fucking, you just play rough. Back then too, man, you got no 3-point line and you got 2 referees. So anytime the ball fucking, because the one referee's got to fucking cover baseline, the other one's got to go to half court. So if you get tangled up with somebody and go down, there's not that trail referee back in these days. And I remember one time there was a big fucking 7-foot gangly white boy from fucking Ole Miss. I think his name is Patterson. And I'm sure he's listening right now. If he is, he's like, I fucking hate that Nash. But we fucking got tangled up. We're coming down. And he fucking said something to me. And it's just one of those deals where, just the way he said it, I just walked up to him and I went, BAM! Right in his fucking nose. Put his fucking nose on the side of his face. And their fucking coach was an assistant with Bobby Knight with my head coach. So they were fucking buddies. The coach from Ole Miss, I think his name was Wetlick or something like that. The coach from Ole Miss and Duvall were fucking buddies in fucking Ohio State. So I did it right in front of their coach, and I know that they fucking watched that back. Because they shot it from baseline to baseline. So I just know that my coach probably said, that motherfucker. But fuck you.
Further engendered yourself to your head coach. Tennessee.
Yeah. I was telling a different story at the beginning, but that was.
Well, this was probably a better one.
Yeah.
I do have that home video, Kev. If you want to see,
Sure.
Tell me which place this was from. Steve, there you go.
That's
Arizona?
Scott's house. That's Scott's Christmas party. This is the world famous one where Scott's wife says that Hunter and I were doing coke in the bathroom when I was holding my son. And it made the National Enquirer.
How'd it get there?
She dumped it there.
I know.
There's T. There's the Triple H-ster. There's Paul. There's PJ.
Yeah, and Scott.
Yep. But I mean, it was Scott's house. So I mean, that's how. So that tells you how close. Is PJ Kliq? Scott and PJ were tight.
Yeah, I know that, and I've heard that from you guys, but it doesn't get covered. When they talk about the Kliq, and his being on the road with you guys.
But I think he doesn't get. He wasn't. He was our boy, but he wasn't in the position to.
That's more what it was, right? Like,
Yeah, he wasn't
where
in
he
a
was on the
position
card.
he wasn't. He wasn't going to help us make our point. Like, everybody else was fucking pretty instrumental. And he was a good worker. He was, but he wasn't going to get a strap, or he wasn't going to be working against the strap. Like,
why do you think that was?
because he got in behind that fucking wave of guys.
Timing.
He fucking had a horrible gimmick.
Yeah, well,
He had the fucking yellow jock strap on his
Aldo
head.
Montoya.
He was like fucking from South America. I mean, I don't think Oz would have been in the fucking Kliq. I mean, I'm serious. It had nothing to do with fucking PJ. PJ ended up being a fucking stud at fucking ECW.
Yeah. Yeah. KliqThisTV.com is where you can go to be part of the 11 Soft Club and join in and be here for the tapings. And you'll get the shows early. You get to hang with the crew here. They get the chat going strong. Hang with us for the pre-game show and ask Kevin some questions later at the Ask Nash segment. So head over there. Another plug, I'll do a shameless Monkey Morales is now available on audiobook if you like to listen to your books, if you prefer to read. I did listen back to the audiobook. I mean, I lived with this for 6 years, so it was okay that I was away from it from a little, but I did listen back. And I'm aware that I don't think in my professional career I'll do anything as important as that story, politically, socially, humanitarily, for his family and the shrapnel they were hit with, and the tragic postscript that one of his sons, who I met for the book, who reconnected with Ricardo, who I wrote the book with, his postscript was that he was killed by the Florida State gunman 2 years ago, or last year. That was I had to ask them to hold the presses for a minute here. There's something in the end that's got to go there. So anyway, that's a tough. What are we having, Kev? Is it it's not a Twinkie. What kind of bar? Is it a bar?
It's called Off the Farm. It's
Okay.
a protein bar. It's a 22-gram protein bar.
All right.
It's impregnable.
It's obviously using protection then. Kev, I watched Raw, and
As did I.
As did you. And I think I watched the AJ segment. I mean, I watched all of Raw, but they should have called Raw that night the AJ segment, because that's really why we were all there. And I did like how they did everything with.
I thought that
AJ.
was done very well. I think that the fact that AJ's family was there, I mean, it wasn't a work.
Right. It's okay to hear a wrestler say, I don't want to live my whole life away from my family, and be human.
It speaks volumes to why he's so loved. Nobody will ever say a bad word about that motherfucker. I've never heard anybody say anything negative about him.
No, me either. And of course, the consummation on the
you
night
would think
was
it was
Taker.
me.
We'll get there in a minute. Was Taker. Now, Taker's kind of got the role. I'm going to forget the guy's name from the NFL. The big guy looks like maybe he's a Muppet that used to come out and do the to tell the people that they were going to go into the NFL Hall of Fame. You know who I'm talking about, right?
White or black dude?
What's that?
White or black
he's
dude?
He's white. I think he's white, suburban.
He would have
rural.
So he would have came and gave it to Jimmy Johnson, right?
Yes, right. That's the guy, and he gave it to him
think
on the Fox broadcast.
Yeah.
Big fucker. Just slick back here. Anyway, so that's kind of like the Taker role now, right? He's, which is cool. Listen, if anyone wants to do it, Mark could be the dude. So the AJ segment, well done.
No, I think that because Mark he's so respected by the boys and everything that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's kind of like your dad. It's kind of like your dad telling you you're in the Hall of Fame.
Cody is there for a minute for some reason, and the Vision kind of steps all over that. Why even? Is it because it was Atlanta? They wanted to get a pop for, which I didn't really hear either.
I think Cody's. I'm sure Cody still lives in Atlanta, right?
He may, but I'm saying is that why? Like, could we not, we being now putting myself in the writing room, could we not do something with Cody that night? Like, get a little, justify the appearance a little bit? It was just weird. I sense what. Look,
I think
I
the fact
that sloppy writing. I hate sloppy production. I just
I think
done
that's
to just be done.
That's also the last go home on Raw for the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
So that's the tie-in.
Yeah. Suppose.
Because a lot of people don't watch SmackDown.
Hey, Jevon Evans came down with the rapper Offset, like we mentioned before, which I thought to be much more significant this week than had it happened a month ago. And it might be because I felt maybe that way because I do a show with you, and we were in the news. You were in the news more than I.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I really want to bury this because because let me say this first.
Well, you're the one that's got to bury it.
Right. So this Jevon, he is. If he was a fucking wide receiver, he is basically a rookie Randy Moss. Like, this kid could be a generational fucking talent. And in this match that he has on Monday, there are two different times. He did the one where he was going to do that back flip, and he lands on his feet, but he's talented as fuck, so he sells like he hurts his ankle knee. But just the air he got. And then when he does the finish, he's in the air for so fucking long that it looks like that I'm watching a Spider-Man movie. You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching, like, this isn't really, like, he's waiting in the air for the person to fucking get into the place he needs them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like most people that going, like, it's got to be like, catch, bam. He's like, I'm up here, and that's about right. So he did some strikes with Kofi. Let's not forget the fact he's working with Kofi, who's a fucking stud. Kofi can fucking go. So I was blessed to work some six-mans with him over in Europe when I came back in either 14 or 15, whenever that was. And but Kofi can go. So they did one thing was that there was an exchange of blows, and I only saw it once, but in my mind, he was he threw both hands, but I think instead of as like a boxing, like if you were boxing and you were right-handed, your right foot would be back and your left would be forward, and then as you threw the punches, the change-up wouldn't be to move the foot forward. The change-up is hip rotation. You know, you drive up from the left. Like it's your hips that are where you're throwing the punch. So that could have been off a little bit, but he might not have any real professional striking fucking background. I think he played basketball in high school because he went to I looked him up, and he went to an academy in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So it just talent-wise, I just really, and I guess the thing that pisses me off is like, all I want for the guy is for him to be used in a way, like, why is it, like, how off was I if when they really want to showcase him, they put him with Offset? I mean, they could have put him with fucking Reba McEntire. She's got a name.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, there's two things. There's Urban, which is so stereotypical, so I heard numerous times. And then your alternative to that is rural. And I think that for a young black man, I think like kind of hayseed kind of, you know, I think that could work. So, you know, but
Kev, before that,
let me just say this because I want to get this out and I'm done with it. I want to ask because this is all from, at least their photographs were of blacks that follow me or have something to do. But this is on my X, and I saw more than 24 times. I thought, or we thought, you were one of the good ones. Good ones what, motherfucker? Good ones what?
You were one of the few good Caucasians? Is that
what that means?
Because that's how I would interpret it.
And I'm the
pretty
one
racist, but I would interpret it that way.
I'm the one and I'm saying to myself, like, you know what, man? You're right. Because when I get up in the morning and I fucking look in the mirror and I said, you know what I want to be today? I want to be a better human being. Oh, no, let me sidestep that. I want to be a better Caucasian human being. Because that's exactly how I fucking see myself. Well, man, like, you ain't going to be invited to the barbecue. Guess what, motherfucker? I got a grill at my house. I don't like going anywhere anyway. It's like, man, like, everything that came at me for saying something that was absolutely not in any way said with fucking malice or with fucking a racial fucking undertone. It was just said to fucking more in an analogy fucking sense. And it's just like, and then they're like, man, you just shut up, man. Leave it. Shut the fuck up. Just leave it. Like, motherfucker, you wouldn't tell me shut the fuck up to my face. And I guess these people, because they follow you and they think that you fucking give a fuck about how many people follow you, that they don't think they'll get blocked. Motherfucker.
The thing that enraged me, Kevin, about the whole thing, and you got to keep it in perspective. The voices of the very few, it's always the vocal minority, right? The fewer in people, louder in voice. There are people today who count their clicks and their views, and their purpose here is to be almost professionally offended by everything. And this is the worst part of the left, and probably the reason we're never going to win a fucking election again. Is this bullshit? The professionally offended clutching their
because
pearls,
what's
looking
happened
for these
is
opportunities, but they don't listen, Kevin, and they don't realize that for weeks and many times over the past 3 years, you've talked about black wrestlers not being used outside the stereotype. And this was very much a continuation of that conversation where someone can't be allowed to just be who they are or take some time to craft a character for that person, that they don't come to the ring like Samba Simba dressed like a Zulu warrior or Femi. Now we got the furry arms. So you even mentioned that a few weeks ago.
That's gone.
Where you right, well,
Those
right after
gone.
you said it, but like you were like, do we have to have another fucking black guy put out here that looks like they came out of the jungle? You were talking against a lot of the stereotypes, and it was an ongoing discussion.
I mean,
and none of these people that sat there heard any of that shit.
I get like Femi, like I've got a chance to like watch him, and he definitely is giving his input. I just think that costuming I think he's working through that, but I think his character is very. I don't find it like dated or stereotypical. I find it very video game-ish. Like that character works because he's got a good speaking voice. He's got a good look. He doesn't look like a bodybuilder. He looks like a shot putter. If anybody knows anything about shot putting, their footwork is incredible. If you've ever shot put it, man, to fucking spin and catch it and slide and catch that foot and throw that fucking 16-pound ball, that's an athletic feat. So he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Mm-hmm. But I just, I still think watching the other one, I think Jevon. I think if Jevon came down, and AJ's gone now, so nobody's got the fucking the gimmick, the hoodie. Nobody has that. And if he fucking comes down and he, then I'd have to listen to his music to fucking to choreograph like what I would want him to do, but something more of a fucking slow burn as he comes out where the fucking it just kind of, and the closer he gets, like once he is in that fucking going to the ring where those people are, that's like he's fucking now he's getting that energy, but he keeps that down, so he's just fucking because when he pulls that motherfucker back and he wants to fucking go, that's where that character can't hold it back no more, and he goes in where he just has got to fucking do his fucking thing, and that's where that fucking smile comes from, that's where it's like, motherfucking man, I am here. I'm in fucking front of this ring. These people fucking love me.
And you're about to fight.
But that's fine because I'm so fucking good at it.
Right.
I'm so good at it, and here I go. Because then you don't have to fucking come to the ring looking dangerous. Because I don't think that's his fucking personality. But I think that he's fucking so exuberant and got so much excitement. But I think you gotta fucking, there has to be a yin to the yang. If it's just a yang to the fucking ring, then there's no payoff. But if you yin your way down and then yang at the end, Now you got something. Now you got an entrance. Now you're just not some young kid that they're talking about how young you are. Now you're perfecting your craft, because one half of what you fucking do is how you get in that fucking to and in that fucking ring. Those are huge components to fucking what you do.
But Kev, I'm going to ask you this because I've never sat in a wrestling writing room. Certainly not now. I don't know if it's different now or whatever. But Paul Heyman, I'll just pull that example from working with Todd on his book and going through the history of ECW. For as shady as his business shenanigans were with Todd, one thing Todd always put him over for was he brought that element of cool. He knew music, hip-hop. So the guys like Public Enemy, Johnny Grunge, and guys that were very connected to pop culture, cool pop culture at the time, a lot of that was Heyman. And so you need that person in the room who can do things like you're talking about, where it's not performance, it's not wrestlery. There's something authentic cool here. If anyone watched the Netflix series Unreal, who in that room now, because it's certainly not Heyman anymore, who in that room that was sitting around that table speaks for these young guys? Speaks to use somebody, whether they want to use them urban or suburban or rural, whatever fucking word.
I would have to be in the room and watch the process. I don't know. I've never written fucking television or worked on any kind of creative with anyone in that fucking room besides Paul in a van, or Paul backstage.
Right.
Paul. You know what I mean? Like, never in a capacity where it was to produce television. And on top of that, like, there's a lot of fucking, they got to come up with a lot of fucking content.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, they have a premium fucking event every 3 weeks.
You know what's a premium event, Kev? When you jump into bed after taking a BLUECHEW Gold with your lady.
Yeah, for her, shit's...
Yeah, there's a PLE for you.
Shit's ON.
Guys, you already know what time it is. We're talking about BLUECHEW. And if you didn't think our oldest and most steadfast advertiser could have gotten any better over the last few weeks, BLUECHEW Gold, the newest innovation from the #1 chewable ED brand, was introduced to
the libido booster.
Correct. It's a 4-in-1 beast, what he's talking about. 2 ingredients for blood flow to keep the rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and the connection to your brain and body. BLUECHEW Gold now also dissolves under the tongue as little as 15 minutes. You're not waiting 45 minutes with those with Grandpa's pill anymore. You'll be ready to go. Get in the game quicker and stay in the game longer. It's elevation without hesitation. Peak passion, peak performance, a single tablet. They are turning it up, guys. BLUECHEW is at the 2.0 level. Get in there with them, too. As part of our special deal here, we've always got this for you. Our listeners are going to get 10% off their first month of BLUECHEW Gold with the code NASH. That's promo code NASH. Visit BlueChew.com for details and important safety information. Thank you, BLUECHEW, from every man on the planet and every one of their partners on the planet. Ladies waving the flag for BLUECHEW, too, as we always see in our
Or the
comments.
guy might be waving the flag on his pole.
That's how you wave a flag. What was it? Wave a towel? What the fuck it was.
That's how you do the towel.
That's how you do the towel. All right, Elimination Chamber's coming up real quick here, and I'd be remiss if I didn't want to pin you down to to some predictions. If you're listening to this on Monday morning and not part of the 11 Soft Club sitting here with us before Elimination Chamber, then this is already done. So you can score Kev as he goes down the list. Unless you're watching the special clip on Friday, which I was just notified via the messaging here that will be up. Thank you, Steve. All right, Kev, let's go down the line. The men's Elimination Chamber match.
Okay.
Randy Orton, L.A. Knight, Cody Rhodes, Jevon Evans, Trick Williams, Jey Uso. Where's this going?
I would be hard pressed to go against Cody.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think the fucking the masked bandit is Randy Orton.
Okay.
He hasn't been used. It's been part of the storyline. Why hasn't he been used? The last time he stopped somebody, when he stopped Bronson, he took off, and Logan Paul couldn't catch him. And Randy's the only motherfucker in that locker room he couldn't catch.
Yeah, but you're using logic here. You're keeping it real, keep doing real world fight stuff, which doesn't always happen in wrestling.
Well, I'm just telling you that. I mean, if anybody pulls that mask off, he's the only one that they have on their roster that it would be significant.
Wouldn't it be fucking great if they had a sense of humor in it? And it's Brian Knobbs for the one night.
No.
Women's Elimination Chamber.
Oh, give it to me. Give me the.
Well, okay. Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss.
I like
Asuka.
Rhea. I just don't see how you.
Well, but what about Raquel? Raquel's in there too.
For this, if ticket sales are low, Rhea's that's you got to go with Rhea.
Okay.
Rhea will put asses in seats. Raquel did a great job. I don't think 6 months ago she would have went over.
Oh, Monday night against the two other ladies. Yeah.
I thought her going over Io was huge.
Where's the money here? Let's see. Tiffany. The money's on Tiffany right now. The odds-on favorite at a plus 140. Rhea right below that at a plus 250, and then Alexa at 275. How about the World Heavyweight Championship? Punk and Finn.
Punk keeps it.
Yeah, has to, right? I mean, got the Mania main event. And then the women's, Becky Lynch and AJ Lee.
Yeah, I think AJ goes over.
Yeah, the money's AJ strong right now.
It's just there's no heat, and Becky having a strap. She's the heel. She's got to chase it.
Kev, how about a Florida Man jersey guy? It's been a few weeks. I've seen some requests for it. They don't want it to leave entirely. Everyone enjoying Mount Nashmore. But two headlines, actual headlines. One speaking about the activities of a Florida man, one of a Jersey guy. First headline, Kevin, man destroys Chinese restaurant with shovel, claiming to be a profit-ending new COVID strain. Second headline, man arrested after calling cops to taunt them over his escape.
Second one's Florida. First one, because nobody gave a shit about COVID down there. So,
well, they were very big on blaming the Chinese, right? Weren't there some problems with Chinese restaurants? Florida man was the Chinese restaurant, and Jersey was the cops.
I mean, when you look at it, we had WrestleMania, we had the Super Bowl, we had everything down in Florida, and it was all because it was no mask, no distance, no. We had about 3 months of semi-quarantine, and that was about it.
Heading to Orange County, Florida for this one, Richard Jarvis damaged Pearl's Chinese restaurant and struck the owner with a shovel. Said he was trying to stop a new COVID strain, and Let's see the city for this here. Orange County's big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Orlando, maybe?
Yeah, no, it's but there's others. I mean, yeah, Orlando's definitely in it.
Yeah, okay. So
I think Kissimmee, I think there's.
Yeah, I only see the county here. And then in Jersey, this is a tactic not to after a high-speed chase, the gentleman in question here, which is Vishal Bhatt.
Was his door missing?
His door?
Yeah, was the door of his car missing when he...
No.
You don't know the reference?
Is it Ken Patera?
No, it's Vince.
Oh, the footage of the
dash cam.
I remember Ken Patera telling a story where somebody had the door open on the side of the road taking a piss, and one of the other workers was speeding by to the next city and took the fucking door off, and they had to... Yeah, watch a little bit of that. There you go.
Oh, man.
It was harrowing footage.
I've never...
Who was that?
Who was I with? God, man.
Well, give me more than that.
I'm trying to think. It's one of my black friends that goes to the gym. I'm trying to think of it. I think it's this electrician guy, this Richard. But he saw it, and he went up to me. He goes, "Motherfucker," he goes, "if I ever got pulled over and was treated that fucking nice," he said, "Jesus Christ, man." I said, "That's that billionaire shit, man. They fucking look it up." I said, "That's McMahon." I think the classic of all of it is, haven't been driving a while. It's too much car. You know, as I go 115 miles an hour.
Too much car.
But you know what? Like, I sit there and I'm watching it, and like somebody is showing it to me. And I'm watching like the cop's odometer thing of how fast he's going. And I'm thinking, fuck, man, not even 2 months ago, I was going 140 on 95. Like, there was nobody on the road. It was like, fuck, I'm going to make some time. And I got to like 100, and then I was just like, well, fuck, like, what? And the thing is, that Coyote, man, like, there's another, like, at like 120, there's another little fucking push, man, where you still just, so I got to 140, and I said, man, I blow a tire out or something like that, I'm dead. But,
would have been too much car for you.
It wasn't. But,
can use that when you pop one of those BLUECHEW Golds, maybe.
Yeah, at the end though, when they put Vince in the back of the cop car, and he says, "Was anyone injured in the other vehicle?" The police officer says, "No, sir." He goes, "Thank God."
Such a work. He's just doing a fucking stand-up interview from 1985.
Doing
Saturday night's main event.
Doing a fucking bit.
Such a fucking
As T would always say, I'd be talking to T, and fucking T would look at me, and he'd go, he'd say, "Dad," he goes, "seriously, are you talking to me right now, or are you doing a bit?"
Oh, didn't he call it fucking wrestler bullshit also?
Yeah,
always. His line
always.
Stop with the fucking wrestler bullshit.
This is some wrestler bullshit. Yeah. You're not, this isn't wrestler court, Dad.
I am thrilled to be able to get rid of all deodorants. You know, sometimes you acquire, right? And they sit in the linen closet for a while. I am a MANDO only guy right now. I'm telling you. What do I have? I love passionately the stick deodorant with sweat control, by the way. I need the sweat control and deodorant. That's my jam, the bourbon leather. You want to smell like me, please order. But this is perfection. It's been a game changer for me. They were the founders of LUMI, which I first heard from my wife when she was talking about this new fabulous groundbreaking deodorant. And then MANDO comes into our lives, right? And we've talked about the spray, which is phenomenal, which is right here. I love that jam here. The spray with this nozzle on the top, which is actually can be used from all directions, so you can get under where you got to go. There's the cream, if you prefer that. The stick deodorant. It's full body protection. I mean, I could sit here and read the copy. I'm not reading the copy anymore because I love this so much. I'm just going to sit here and chop it up with you, motherfuckers. Here's the copy, right? Do your balls stink? Tell us about a time you needed MANDO the most. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you that I use it every day. Kevin has given us the tip of taking their wipes and putting it in your shoes to keep your shoes smelling good. All different forms. The science behind it, this is the best part. Okay, it's created by a doctor firsthand who saw firsthand that normal BO is misdiagnosed, mistreated. They sell shit that you put over it. It's a masking, so you smell great. You smell like, your BO and whatever you've laid on top of it. But these, which are safe to use anywhere, pits, balls, thighs, folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, feet, anywhere you want to go with it. Clinically proven to control odor better than with a shower and soap alone. 12 hours after shower, average man's odor level was about a 5 out of 10. With MANDO, average odor, 0 out of 10. Clinically proven to control odor better than Old Spice, and it attacks it where it happens, okay? And if you want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula, then you can go to Walmart or Target or one of the big retailers. But if you go to shopmando.com, tell them that we've sent you and given you, and you'll get the love. And that love is in the form of a 20% off site-wide with the exclusive code KLIQ, KLIQ, at shopmando.com. 20% off site-wide when you use the code KLIQ, KLIQ, SHOPMANDO. Please support the show. Tell them we sent you because we love the product. We want you to love it too. I could just sit here and love it, but we want you to be a part of it. We want you to love it too. A lot of talk about my mustache in the comments too, okay? Because, I don't know why this comes in dark, but all the other facial hair here, which no one is seeing apparently, is white or not light enough. I'm gonna have to start dyeing that, I guess.
No, once you start dyeing it, it'll look fucking horrible.
Wesley, when we do the new open, got to do something about that.
You don't want to look like
you
want to get the macho. Or the Hollywood
brother,
the dyed gimmick.
KliqThisTV.com. That's how everybody is in the room with us, and how you get the access to Kev. They're like family. Kev said that before in the break. Our friends here are like family that sit with us for hours at a time on Thursday night, from the pre-show to the show itself. Then maybe they even listen again when it drops. So, who's got a question? Someone in the house.
No, I wanted to say something before we took questions.
Yes. I thought that was going to be in one of the questions from Wesley.
I met Stickland, and like I said, good dude, and got a chance to watch his match on AEW. I think it was on Dynamite, if I'm not mistaken. But it was him and Kenny Omega. And they had it was fantastic. And I have a pretty good idea what he makes a year. And I was thinking, like, I watched it. I know the next time I speak to him, I'll say, dude, I hope you have like guaranteed cash because you take a lot of risks. But like I said, man, the dude looks like a pro football running back. He's 6'2", 225. I mean, he's a good sized young man.
All right. Very good.
But Kenny's still my favorite.
Do you think you've made that clear here in the past?
Yeah, Kenny's still my favorite.
Wrestling historian, your question was, hello, Mr. Nash. What was the original plan for the NWO in WWE, and how would you have ended it there?
I mean, I can tell you that I'll just say, I'll give you one thing that didn't happen that was supposed to happen. The reason I've seen shows on why didn't Kevin Nash have a WrestleMania match when they came in. The reason was we were supposed to fuck Steve, and Steve wasn't going to put fucking Scott over Solo, so I was there to fucking be the fucking to make it 2-on-1 so fucking he could do the favor. And then day of or the night before, Steve said no, and so I didn't have a match, and we just both ended up getting stunned. So, but
why did Steve say no?
I'm sure he fucking sat in his room and thought about how we almost put them out of business, and how our T-shirt was fucking selling like a motherfucker.
Right.
And said, you know, I know he said, I love Kev. He doesn't really know. I don't think he was like that fond of Scott. And I think he just said, you know what, man, like, fuck them. Like, I'm Stone Cold. This is my company. And I've never
talk about it. Let's get Steve on. We'll talk about it.
There's no reason to talk about it.
Money hits
doesn't change.
Ratings.
Who gives a fuck?
Maven.
I don't. I mean,
Who else has
great.
a question?
I don't. It's like 8 people listen to this. It's 8 more than fucking. You know, if I didn't do it. So.
Who's got a question next? Spider Drummer 24. Any stories about the late great Reggie White?
God, he came in. He was a freshman when I was I junior when he came in? I just remember being like, because we all stayed in the same jock dorm, and I remember just a couple of times because he was a big old fucker. Just hanging with him and talking to him, but like during dinner, like sitting across from him. Because if you live in a jock dorm, you kind of eat. Like, you don't go down with your boys and shit. You just kind of go whenever you feel like fucking eating dinner or lunch or breakfast or whatever. And you just, it's kind of like fucking, no, it's nothing like prison because you don't fucking sit where the fuck you want to. But that kind of a thing where you just sit down and with your tray and you just, you know, everybody's fucking, we're all on the same fucking deal. We're all very well paid fucking illegally bought athletes at the University of Tennessee. So,
all right, thank you, Spider.
Tennessee was NIL before NIL.
Ronnie Steele, did Ric Flair ever keep his clothes on?
I mean, most of the percentage of time, like all the stories I've ever heard of him, the only one that I'm a part of is the plane ride from hell that I was on. But I mean, I saw him in his robe because, you know, but I didn't see him fucking doing the helicopter or any of that kind of shit. So,
for anyone who might not know, could you define the helicopter?
Fucking, you twirl your cock in a circle.
There you go.
But not with your hand. You do it with your hip rotation.
Gravity, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm going to work on it after this. Britt, Any concerns about Mania this year? Talent seem unhappy based off recent interviews. Everyone's injured. Tickets aren't selling. Yikes. How do we fix this?
I mean, we're not even there yet. We don't even know what the matches are. I mean, I think that going back to the same venue hurts because you've already, I mean, yeah, it's a fucking a worldwide event, but you've already scorched earth a fucking, it's not like Vegas isn't one of the top 10 fucking populated cities. So you can't, it's not like fucking running, you could run New York twice because the metropolitan area is so fucking big, but when you go to Vegas, 50 miles outside of Vegas, there ain't dick. You know, like what's the next, I think fucking Phoenix is about as close to as anything to fucking Vegas. Because I actually drove, me and Scott drove to my house from Vegas.
But this, as far as the not knowing the card, WrestleMania is one of those things like the Super Bowl that sells out regardless.
Yeah, but you also got to look at it. Let me just look at today's number. Give me 2 seconds here.
We checking crypto? What are we checking?
Yeah. I want to see what fucking Bitcoin closed at today. So Bitcoin was down like 0.11, but year to date. So,
are you really? I thought you were checking WrestleMania ticket sales.
No, I'm looking at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is down 22.87% year to date, and since the fucking dollar has lost 10% of its fucking value, add that to it, so you're looking at a 32.87% drop in crypto. And what kind of crowd goes to WrestleMania? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. I mean, we didn't talk one fucking sentence about the State of Union because it was so forgettable 30 seconds after it was finished.
Yeah. It wasn't a State of the Union.
No, it was, I'm just saying, it was absolutely, there was nothing to it. He did 2 sentences on Ukraine and 2 sentences on fucking Iran, and he's our president. So you tell me. It's a golden age. It's good. Yeah, it's a golden age until April, May, when there's an absolute fucking sell-off. There's a correction that's gonna will fucking probably be somewhere around the 2008 correction, and we'll probably dip into a bear market for probably a year. I'll say 18 months. Mm-hmm. So with that is maybe I mean the video numbers today were through the roof and the stock dropped. So you walk me through it.
Very good. Send us home, Steve-O. Give me one more. Mark DZ 2477. Hey, sexy. Do you find it weird that wrestlers run to the ring during the Royal Rumble? Why not take your time? Or am I taking it way too fucking serious? I love you, big man. NWO for life.
Well, I can only speak for myself. I don't remember ever running to the ring.
I was going to say, it's present company excluded.
I remember telling the camera guy, like, make sure I'm going to stop halfway down and pull the fucking black glove and put it on and fucking, snap it around the wrist and the whole fucking deal. I said, make sure you catch that and it's all its glory. I said, because it's downhill from there. So.
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced in association with Podcast Heat, created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver. Producer Steve Kaufman, one of the good ones. Graphics by Dominic D'Angelo, another one of the good ones. Title sequence and audio edit by good one Wesley Burleson. Theme song by Dale Oliver, good one. Technical research by Tristan Nash. Copyright 2026 Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, you want to do another one?
but I thought I was one of the good ones.